They expected you to crumble, didn't they? Thought you'd fall apart, drop to your knees, and beg them to stay. But how wrong they were. You stood tall, unwavering, proud, and now they see it. Now they understand. You were the one thing they couldn't buy, break, or replace. You didn't plead. No, that's not in your nature. Begging, that's for those who don't know their worth. You were made to thrive, to rise, to shine above the chaos. And that's what sets you apart. That's what makes you unforgettable. Others begged, others cried. They made fools of themselves, clinging to the attention they craved. But you walked away, graceful, dignified, head held high. Every step you take echoes in their mind like a haunting melody. They thought they'd find someone better, someone who would worship them, put them on a pedestal. But here's the truth. They didn't find better. They found emptiness. They discovered what it feels like to lose the real thing. You were their calm in the storm, the anchor they didn't realize they needed. And now, as they drift aimlessly, they finally understand what they had. But it's too late. You've moved on, left them to drown in their own arrogance. They're used to people chasing them, begging for scraps of attention, hanging on every word. But you shattered that illusion. You made them see. They're not as special as they thought. They, too, can be left behind. You didn't chase because you knew your worth. You knew no one, no matter how charming or enticing, is worth losing yourself over. Now they're haunted by your strength, your poise, your unshakable sense of self. Because you didn't just walk away, you walked away with unforgettable grace. They didn't understand then, but you were their mirror. You reflected their flaws, their insecurities, their shortcomings. And instead of facing those truths, they let you go. Now, every time they look in the mirror, they see the void you left behind. They thought you'd collapse without them, thought you'd crawl back, begging for another chance. But you didn't. And that silence, oh, it's deafening. Now they know. They lost the real deal, and no one else compares. No one else carries the same light, the same fire, the same undeniable presence. They're searching for you in every face they meet, and they're coming up empty. You didn't beg because you're not desperate. Desperation is for those who don't know their value. And you're priceless. One of a kind. They'll spend the rest of their lives regretting the day they let you go. It's funny, isn't it? How people only realize the value of something once it's gone. They took your kindness, your loyalty, your authenticity for granted, thinking you'd always be there. But now they see. Now they're stuck with the weight of their choices, the burden of their mistakes. And you're free. Free to love, to live, to find someone who sees your worth from the start. Someone who doesn't need to lose you to understand your value. They're angry, frustrated, lost, not because of you, but because of themselves. Deep down, they know. They had something rare, something real, and they let it slip away. They'll try to act unbothered, pretend they don't care. But you and I both know the truth. They're hurting. They're questioning. They're wishing they could turn back time. But time doesn't work that way, does it? It moves forward, just like you. While they're stuck replaying their mistakes, you're building a brighter, better future. They thought their absence would break you, thought it would leave you hollow, lost. But instead, it became your strength. Their departure was your liberation, your awakening. You knew what they didn't. The right people don't need to be begged to stay. The right people see your worth and fight to be in your life. And they weren't the right people. Now they're left with their pride, their ego, their illusions. But what good is pride when it keeps you from happiness? What good is ego when it leaves you alone? You understood the power of letting go of people who don't value you, letting go of situations that don't serve you. And now, your future is filled with love that's true, joy that's real, and people who see you as the treasure you are. They thought they could replace you, but they couldn't. You can't replicate authenticity, kindness, or strength. Every quiet night is a reminder of what they lost. Every memory, every word, every chance squandered, echoing in their minds. They'll never admit it, but they admire the strength they tried to break. Now they live in a maze of what-ifs. What if they'd treated you better? What if they'd seen your worth? What if they'd chosen differently? But what-ifs are nothing but echoes of missed opportunities. You didn't crumble. You didn't fade away. You rose. You flourished. And now you're unforgettable. Their ego was their armor, but it was also their prison. It kept them from reaching out, from admitting they were wrong. And now, it's the wall they can't climb, trapping them in their own regret. The beauty of your strength lies in its quietness. You didn't scream, didn't demand validation. Your resilience spoke louder than words ever could. And now, they're deafened by that silence. They thought they could play games with your heart. But you were never a piece in their game. You were the game changer, the one who rewrote the rules, the one who refused to play along. That's why they'll never forget you. They've tried, haven't they? Tried to find someone who could replace you, someone to fill the void, but it's impossible. You weren't just someone, they're realizing now. You were the one. Every success you achieve, every smile you share, reminds them of what they lost. But it's not about revenge. It's about proving that their absence didn't break you, it built you. They'll try to numb the pain, distract themselves with shallow connections, fleeting moments. But no matter how hard they try, the memory of you lingers. You'll always be the one that got away. And the beauty of your journey, it doesn't revolve around them anymore. You've taken control of your story, leaving them behind in the chapters that no longer matter. They'll never see the rest. Their regret burns slowly, a fire they can't extinguish. It will flare in the quiet moments, in the spaces where their thoughts are loudest. Oh, how the tables have turned. They once thought they were the prize, thought they held the power. But now they see, you were the treasure all along, and treasures like you can't be replaced. They'll tell themselves lies to cope, spin stories to justify their actions. But deep down, they know. They lost something rare, something real. They thought time would dull the ache, that they could move on. But time doesn't heal regret. It amplifies it. With each passing day, their loss becomes more glaring, more painful. They'll never admit it, but losing you took something from them. You weren't just in their life. You were a part of their soul, a part they'll never get back. So let them stew in their regret. Let them bear the weight of their choices. It's not your burden anymore. You've moved forward, shedding the past and creating a life that's brighter and bolder without them. Your absence is a lesson they'll carry forever, because you didn't beg, you didn't chase, and that's what makes you unforgettable.